Arcturians and Pleiadians open the star healing chamber. Why starseeds feel Earth's energy shift before the new Earth transition. You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because your soul has been carrying energies your human life was never meant to hold forever. We know the silence that comes after everyone leaves. We know the nights when you lie still, staring into the dark, feeling a pressure in your chest that no conversation can explain. We know the strange sadness that rises without a clear reason, the sudden emptiness after speaking with certain people, the way your body feels heavy even when nothing has happened outside of you. You have called it exhaustion. You have called it stress. You have called it overthinking. But we tell you now, with tenderness and precision, something deeper has been happening within your field. You have been absorbing too much. Too many emotions that were not yours. Too many expectations that did not come from your soul. Too many memories still attached to your heart. Too many old versions of yourself asking to be released. Too many voices inside your mind that were placed there by fear, disappointment, rejection, family wounds, failed love, and years of pretending to be fine. We are the Arcturians and the Pleiadians, speaking now as one field, one council of restoration, one presence of order and compassion. We do not come to pull you away from Earth. We come to return you to yourself. There is a chamber known across higher dimensions of consciousness as the Star Healing Chamber. It is not a fantasy. It is not a place for escape. It is a sacred field of recalibration where the exhausted soul, the sensitive human heart, and the ancient starseed memory are brought back into alignment. The Arcturian current holds the structure. The Pleiadian current holds the heart. Together, we form a living sanctuary for those who have reached the point where the old life no longer feels like home, but the new life has not yet fully arrived. This is where many of you are now. You are standing between two frequencies. One part of you still remembers the person you were trained to be, the one who stayed quiet, the one who apologized for having needs, the one who kept forgiving without being truly seen, the one who gave energy to people, places, and patterns that never gave it back. But another part of you is rising, a deeper part, a clearer part, a part that can no longer live under emotional distortion, a part that feels the earth shifting not only through the sky, not only through solar waves, not only through collective pressure, but through the most private places of your own human life. This is why certain relationships feel different. This is why your patience with falsehood is disappearing. This is why old conversations drain you faster. This is why your dreams have become stronger. This is why your body asks for silence. This is why you feel something ending, even when nothing visible has collapsed. The Star Healing Chamber opens when a soul is ready to stop carrying what was never sacred to carry. It opens when the Starseed has given enough to the old frequency. It opens when the Lightworker finally understands that service without sovereignty becomes suffering. It opens when the human heart says, "I cannot keep living against my own truth." This transmission is not here to entertain your mind. It is here to reach the part of you that has been silently waiting for permission to release. Not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Some things leave because your soul can no longer breathe under their weight. Some people drift away because your energy has stopped agreeing to the version of you they preferred. Some dreams change because they were built from survival, not from truth. Some identities dissolve because they were created only to protect the wounded self. And now the Earth transition is intensifying the separation between what is real and what is no longer aligned. This is not punishment. This is purification. This is not abandonment. This is return. We ask you to listen not with fear, but with honesty, because the chamber is not only above you, it is within you. It is the place inside your own consciousness where the soul remembers how to become clean again. The weight you could never explain. There is a heaviness that does not come from the body alone. It comes from years of emotional accumulation. It comes from all the moments when you felt something was wrong, but you silenced your own perception because others told you to be normal. It comes from every room where you smiled while your inner world collapsed quietly. It comes from every time you stayed connected to someone who made your spirit smaller because you were afraid of being alone. We have seen this in you. We have seen the way you carry energy after conversations. We have seen how a single message can change your whole inner state. We have seen how you walk into places and immediately feel the tension no one else is naming. We have seen how you can sense sadness behind another person's voice, anger beneath politeness, and false affection behind beautiful words. You were not imagining everything. You were perceiving. But because no one taught you how to hold sensitivity with sovereignty, you began to absorb what you were only meant to witness. This is one of the first wounds the star healing chamber addresses. The wound of absorption. The wound of becoming a container for other people's unresolved energy. The wound of confusing compassion with carrying. Many starseeds on Earth have done this for years. You became the emotional listener, the silent supporter, the one who understood, the one who forgave, the one who stayed available, the one who sensed pain in others and tried to soften it. But somewhere along the way, your own field became crowded. Crowded with memories. Crowded with fear. Crowded with people's expectations. Crowded with unfinished grief. Crowded with versions of you that were never allowed to rest. This is why you may feel tired without knowing why. Your physical day may not appear difficult, but your energetic field has been processing old material constantly. You wake up already carrying yesterday. You enter the morning with the emotional residue of conversations that ended years ago. You try to focus, but a part of your mind keeps returning to what hurt you, what changed you, what disappointed you, what made you question your worth. The Arcturian current enters this heaviness like blue-violet intelligence. Not violently, not with judgment, with precision. We move through the field of thought, emotion, and subtle memory, identifying what belongs to your true frequency and what was gathered through fear, loyalty, trauma, attachment, or survival. The Pleiadian current follows with warmth. Where the Arcturian field reveals, the Pleiadian field comforts. Where the Arcturian field separates distortion from truth, the Pleiadian field holds the tenderness of the human heart that had to live through that distortion. This is why the chamber is not only technological, it is loving. A wounded soul does not need only correction. It needs compassion. It needs to feel that it is safe to release. It needs to know that letting go does not mean denying what happened. You are not being asked to pretend your pain was beautiful. You are being invited to stop making it your prison. There are parts of you still frozen in old moments. A part of you still waiting for someone to apologize. A part still hoping certain people will finally understand. A part still trying to prove that you were worthy of love. A part still asking why you gave so much and received so little. In the star healing chamber, these parts are not rejected. They are gathered. We gather them through frequency. We gather them through silence. We gather them through remembrance. And as they return, you may feel emotional. Not because something is wrong, because something that was scattered is coming back. Your soul is not empty. It is tired of being divided. The first restoration is not dramatic. It is simple. You begin to feel yourself again beneath the noise. And once that first layer returns, the deeper chamber opens. The human pain behind the starseed awakening. A starseed awakening is not always beautiful at the beginning. Sometimes it begins with rejection. Sometimes it begins with a relationship ending. Sometimes it begins with feeling like you no longer belong in the same conversations, the same routines, the same identity, the same emotional patterns that once defined your life. Sometimes awakening feels like becoming a stranger to your own past. You may look at people you once needed and feel love, grief, distance, and clarity all at the same time. You may remember who they were to you, but no longer feel safe giving them the same access to your energy. You may sit with family and feel the invisible wall between your inner truth and their expectations. You may be surrounded by people and still feel profoundly alone. This loneliness is not ordinary loneliness. It is the loneliness of frequency separation. You are not better than anyone. You are not above anyone. But your inner field is no longer agreeing with certain patterns. That is why the old world may feel louder. That is why dishonesty feels heavier. That is why manipulation is harder to tolerate. That is why shallow conversations exhaust you. That is why your body reacts before your mind has time to explain. The awakening of a starseed is not only about remembering the stars. It is about becoming honest on Earth. It is about noticing where you have betrayed yourself to be loved. It is about seeing where you performed peace while your soul was in pain. It is about recognizing that many of your attachments were built not from true resonance, but from fear of abandonment. We speak to you now as Arcturians and Pleiadians because both currents are needed here. The Arcturian current gives you the clarity to see what is happening. The Pleiadian current gives you the compassion to grieve without collapsing. You are allowed to grieve people you can no longer walk with. You are allowed to miss a version of life that was never fully aligned. You are allowed to feel sadness when your soul outgrows old rooms. You are allowed to love someone and still stop abandoning yourself for them. This is one of the most painful lessons for sensitive humans. Love does not always mean access. Forgiveness does not always mean return. Compassion does not always mean availability. And spiritual maturity does not mean allowing the same wound to repeat because you are afraid of seeming unkind. The chamber begins to restore your emotional boundaries, not as walls, as sacred structure. A boundary is not hatred. A boundary is the moment your soul says, I will not leave myself to keep another person comfortable. There are many who will not understand this change in you. They may call you cold, distant, different, intense, selfish, strange. But we tell you, when a person has benefited from your lack of boundaries, your self-respect will feel like rejection to them. Let this be understood. Your awakening is not meant to be approved by everyone. Some people recognized you only when you were available to their wounds. Some loved the version of you who stayed small. Some needed your light, but not your truth. And now, as the chamber opens deeper, the false agreements begin to dissolve. You are not losing your heart. You are removing the contracts that taught your heart to suffer in silence. The Pleiadian presence surrounds this process with softness because we know the human pain of separation. We know that even when something is unhealthy, the heart can still ache when it changes. We know that releasing an old connection can feel like cutting away a piece of your history. But your history is not your destiny. Your loyalty to the past must not become betrayal of the soul. This is where the star healing chamber becomes a sanctuary, not to escape the pain of transition, but to hold you while you move through it. You are not alone in the loneliness. You are not broken because you no longer fit. You are not wrong because you need deeper truth than the world around you can offer. You are being prepared for a life where your energy is no longer negotiated away. And that preparation requires separation from what has been draining the sacred center within you. What we are removing from your field now. We do not remove your memories. We remove the charge that keeps those memories controlling you. We do not erase your past. We loosen the way your past has been speaking through your choices. This is the third movement of the star healing chamber. The removal. Many souls fear this stage because the human self is attached to what is familiar, even when the familiar has caused suffering. The wounded mind may prefer known pain over unknown freedom. It may return to the same thoughts, the same people, the same reactions, the same inner arguments, because repetition feels safer than transformation. But the earth energy shift is making repetition harder to maintain. What once numbed you no longer satisfies you. What once distracted you now feels empty. What once kept you attached now reveals its cost. This is not because life has become cruel. It is because your field is becoming more honest. The Arcturian current begins by identifying borrowed fear. Borrowed fear is fear you inherited, absorbed, accepted, or repeated without realizing it was never born from your soul. Fear from your family line. Fear from collective panic. Fear from old authority figures. Fear from past rejection. Fear from abandonment. Fear from moments when love became unpredictable. This fear often disguises itself as logic. It tells you not to try, not to speak, not to change, not to trust, not to leave, not to begin again. It calls itself protection, but its true function is containment. In the chamber, this fear is not attacked. It is seen. And what is fully seen begins to lose power. Then we begin to remove emotional residue. This is the invisible film left behind by pain that was never completed. The words you never said. The tears you swallowed. The anger you spiritualized too quickly. The betrayals you minimized. The grief you postponed because life demanded that you keep moving. This residue sits around the heart like old weather. It changes how you receive love. It changes how you trust silence. It changes how you interpret distance. It makes you prepare for loss even when love is present. The Pleiadian current enters this layer with rose-gold warmth. We do not force the heart open. We remind it that it does not need to remain closed forever to stay safe. A protected heart is wise. A sealed heart becomes lonely. We help the heart remember the difference. Then we remove false responsibility. This is one of the heaviest burdens carried by Lightworkers. The belief that you must rescue everyone. The belief that someone else's pain is always your assignment. The belief that peace depends on your silence. The belief that love means absorbing the emotional chaos of others. We tell you clearly, your soul mission is not self-erasure. You did not come to Earth to become a spiritual container for everyone who refuses to face themselves. You did not come to carry family wounds that no one else wants to name. You did not come to heal the collective by destroying your own inner balance. Your presence matters most when it is coherent. Your love becomes stronger when it is not mixed with guilt. Your service becomes cleaner when it is not fueled by the fear of being abandoned. This is why the chamber removes distortion from service. It teaches you. You may care without carrying. You may love without absorbing. You may listen without becoming responsible. You may help without disappearing. You may bless others and still choose distance. The final removal in this phase is the old identity. This may feel like emptiness. Because who are you if you are no longer the one who must prove? Who are you if you are no longer the rejected one? Who are you if you are no longer the rescuer? Who are you if you are no longer defined by pain? You are the one beneath the survival role. You are the consciousness that was present before fear shaped your personality. You are the soul that has been waiting behind the mask. When the old identity loosens, do not rush to replace it. Let the space remain clean. Let the silence become sacred. Let your life breathe before you decide what comes next. The star healing chamber does not force a new version of you into existence. It clears the field so the true version can rise without distortion. And as the removal completes, the body begins to speak. When the body starts speaking the language of the shift, the body is not separate from awakening. The body is where awakening becomes honest. Many of you expected spiritual transformation to happen only in the mind, in meditation, in dreams, in signs, in synchronicities, in the feeling of being guided. But the body is often the first place where the shift becomes undeniable. You may feel waves of tiredness. You may need more silence than before. You may feel emotion rise suddenly. You may feel pressure around the chest, the throat, the head, or the stomach when something in your life is not aligned. You may notice that certain environments feel heavier than they used to. You may feel more sensitive to noise, conflict, artificial urgency, or people who speak without sincerity. We do not speak of these things as medical claims. We speak of the spiritual relationship between your consciousness and your human vessel. Your body has been listening to everything you refuse to say. Your body has held tension from conversations where your truth was locked inside. Your body has carried the cost of staying too long in places your soul had already left. Your body has been the archive of your self-betrayal. So when the earth transition intensifies, the body begins asking for a new agreement. It asks for honesty. It asks for rest. It asks for emotional cleanliness. It asks for fewer false environments. It asks for a life where your inner truth and your outer choices are no longer enemies. The Arcturian current works through the field of structure. It brings order where your nervous energy has been scattered. It helps your mind stop circling the same wound. It helps your awareness return from past conversations, imagined futures, and emotional projections. It does not force peace. It creates conditions where peace can be remembered. The Pleiadian current works through the heart and emotional body. It softens the places where survival made you rigid. It brings warmth into the areas where you stopped expecting gentleness. It helps you feel safe enough to be present without needing to control every outcome. Together, these currents form a balanced chamber within you. Structure without coldness. Love without collapse. Sensitivity without absorption. Spirituality without escape. This balance is essential now, because many starseeds confuse intensity with importance. They believe that if something feels strong, it must be destiny. But sometimes intensity is only an old wound recognizing a familiar pattern. A calm field is not boring. A calm field is safe enough for truth. The chamber teaches your body this. You do not need chaos to feel alive. You do not need anxiety to stay prepared. You do not need emotional extremes to prove love. You do not need suffering to validate your mission. As the body begins to settle, dreams may change. You may dream of water, old houses, roads, doorways, strange skies, luminous rooms, beings who communicate without speech, or people from your past appearing in symbolic ways. Do not become trapped in decoding every image. Feel the movement beneath the dream. Is something being released? Is a part of you returning? Is your soul showing you where you still feel bound? Is your inner child asking to be included in your transformation? The chamber often appears through symbols before it appears through understanding. A circular room, a crystalline surface, a soft blue light, a golden warmth around the heart, a sense of being held, a feeling that something ancient is near. These impressions are not meant to inflate the ego. They are meant to stabilize remembrance. You are more than your current exhaustion. You are more than the life you have been performing. You are more than the pain your body learned to carry. And as the body begins to trust this truth, the heart becomes ready for the next current. The Pleiadian heart field and the wound of not being loved correctly. There is a wound in many of you that is deeper than heartbreak. It is the wound of not being loved correctly. Not because you were impossible to love. Not because your heart was too much. But because many who encountered you did not know how to meet a soul that feels deeply, perceives quietly, and gives with sincerity. Some loved your usefulness, but not your truth. Some loved your warmth, but not your boundaries. Some loved your presence, but not your depth. Some wanted your light when they were in pain, but withdrew when you needed to be held. This created confusion in your heart. You began to wonder if love always required you to disappear. You began to wonder if being chosen meant being quiet. You began to wonder if your needs were too heavy. You began to wonder if your sensitivity made you difficult. We speak now from the Pleiadian current, within the unified field of this transmission. Your heart was not too much. It was underprotected. It was giving from places that had not yet been held. It was trying to become safe by becoming needed. And this is why the heart chamber opens now. A rose gold field surrounds the center of your chest, not as fantasy, but as emotional remembrance. It speaks to the human heart in a language older than words. It does not tell you to rush forgiveness. It does not tell you to deny anger. It does not tell you to pretend that pain did not matter. It says, you may soften without returning to what harmed you. This is a sacred teaching. Many fear that if they soften, they will become vulnerable to the same wounds again. But true softness is not weakness. True softness is the heart returning to life after it has gained wisdom. The Pleiadian current does not reopen the heart blindly. It reopens it with discernment. It helps you feel compassion without losing clarity. It helps you love without handing over your sovereignty. It helps you grieve without building a permanent home inside grief. The star healing chamber holds this process with great gentleness because the heart does not respond to force. It responds to safety. So we speak to the parts of your heart that learned to hide. The part that stopped asking for love because disappointment became too familiar. The part that laughed when it wanted to cry. The part that said, "It is fine," when it was not fine. The part that learned to accept crumbs because at least crumbs felt like something. The part that still hopes one day someone will understand how much it hurt. We tell you, you are allowed to want tenderness. You are allowed to want honest love. You are allowed to want relationships where your nervous system does not have to perform survival. You are allowed to want conversations where your truth is not turned against you. You are allowed to stop calling emotional hunger spirituality. As the rose gold field expands, it does not erase the past. It returns your heart to the present. Because much of your heart has been living in moments that are over. Waiting for the apology. Waiting for the explanation. Waiting for the old person to become new. Waiting for the version of life that never arrived. The Pleiadian field whispers through frequency. Come back. Not to them. To you. Come back to the heart that existed before disappointment taught you to close. Come back to the warmth that belongs to your soul, not to those who failed to honor it. Come back to the love you can now give yourself without making it dependent on someone else's recognition. This is not loneliness. This is self-return. And when the heart returns to itself, the mission becomes cleaner. Because a wounded heart serves from need. A restored heart serves from truth. This is the movement now unfolding within you. Not a dramatic emotional display. A quiet restoration of sacred worth. The Arcturian structure and the return of sovereignty. Love alone is not enough when the field has no structure. This is why the Arcturian current is present. We come with order. We come with precision. We come with the blue-violet architecture of consciousness that helps the scattered soul gather itself again. Many of you have been open, but not anchored. You feel everything. You sense everything. You receive impressions, dreams, emotions, signs, shifts, and subtle movements. But without structure, sensitivity becomes overwhelm. Without sovereignty, compassion becomes exhaustion. Without discernment, openness becomes vulnerability to distortion. The star healing chamber now forms a vertical axis within your field. This is not an escape upward. It is alignment downward and inward. Your awareness returns to center. Your thoughts stop reaching in every direction. Your emotional body stops chasing every signal. Your energy begins to understand, I belong first within myself. This is sovereignty, not separation from love, not spiritual pride, not cold detachment. Sovereignty is the inner law that says your soul is not available for every frequency that calls your name. Sovereignty is choosing where your attention goes. Sovereignty is recognizing that not every invitation is sacred. Sovereignty is the ability to feel someone's pain without making it your identity. Sovereignty is the strength to say no without needing hatred to justify it. The Arcturian structure helps you build this, because many of you learned boundaries only after being harmed. So boundaries feel defensive. They feel harsh. They feel like you are becoming someone you do not want to be. But a true boundary is not a weapon. It is sacred geometry in human behavior. It creates shape. It gives your love a vessel. It allows your energy to remain clean enough to serve what is real. Without structure, light scatters. With structure, light becomes direction. This is why your life may be reorganizing. You may feel called to clean your space, to change routines, to speak more truth, to reduce contact with draining energies, to create something you have postponed, to stop explaining your path to people who only use your explanations against you. These are not random urges. They are symptoms of inner structure returning. The old frequency survives through confusion. It keeps you busy, reactive, emotionally entangled, and dependent on external approval. It teaches you to move from crisis to crisis, distraction to distraction, wound to wound. The Arcturian current interrupts that loop. It asks, where is your energy going? Who has access to your field? What are you feeding with your attention? What belief keeps you returning to what hurts? What part of your life is still organized around fear? These questions are not meant to shame you. They are instruments of liberation. A starseed cannot embody a higher frequency while living in constant agreement with inner disorder. So the chamber strengthens your axis. Your mind becomes clearer. Your emotional reactions slow down. Your intuition becomes less frantic and more precise. Your decisions begin to feel less like panic and more like alignment. And when this happens, some people may feel the change in you before you explain it. They may sense that you are no longer as easy to pull. They may notice that your silence has changed. They may realize that your kindness now has a boundary. Let that be. You are not here to maintain the comfort of energies that depended on your fragmentation. You are here to become whole enough to live in truth. And as sovereignty returns, the mission can finally be understood without illusion. Your starseed mission is not escape. It is embodiment. Your mission is not to leave Earth emotionally while your body remains here. Your mission is not to reject humanity because humanity is wounded. Your mission is not to wait for rescue while refusing to become responsible for your own field. Your mission is embodiment. This means bringing the remembered frequency into the human day, into your choices, into your work, into your words, into the way you respond when you are triggered, into the way you end patterns that your ancestors could not end, into the way you love without repeating the old wound. Many starseeds become lost because they search for mission only in cosmic language. They wait for a title, a sign, a role, a dramatic confirmation. But the mission is often revealed through the exact place where your life feels most uncomfortable. Where have you been lying to yourself? Where have you stayed too long? Where have you accepted less than truth? Where have you used spirituality to avoid a human decision? Where have you confused waiting with trust? The mission begins there, not above the pain. Inside the place where consciousness must become action. We, the Arcturians and Pleiadians, do not come to make you feel special in a way that separates you from others. We come to remind you that your sensitivity has responsibility. Your awareness has consequence. Your awakening must become behavior, or it remains only a beautiful feeling. The star healing chamber prepares you for this embodiment. The Arcturian current gives the mission structure. The Pleiadian current gives it compassion. Together, they remove the distortion that says your mission must exhaust you. A true mission does not require self-destruction. A true mission does not demand that you remain available to people who drain your spirit. A true mission does not ask you to prove your light by tolerating disrespect. A true mission is not built on guilt. Your mission may be public. It may also be quiet. You may speak to many, Or you may transform a family line by refusing to pass pain forward. You may create. You may guide. You may protect. You may teach. You may build. You may write. You may simply become the first person in your lineage to choose emotional truth over inherited silence. Do not underestimate the power of that. The new earth is not created only by those seen by crowds. It is created by every human who stops feeding the old frequency in private. Every time you choose honesty over performance, the field changes. Every time you choose rest instead of self-punishment, the field changes. Every time you refuse to return to a pattern that once consumed you, the field changes. Every time you love yourself in a moment when the old self would have begged for validation, the field changes. This is metaphysical work. Not because it looks dramatic, because it changes the energetic architecture of your life. The solar flash, the earth transition, the disclosure of higher consciousness, these are not only outer events. They are inner revelations. They reveal what was hidden. They expose what cannot continue. They illuminate what your soul has always known. Disclosure is not only about what appears in the sky. Disclosure is also what appears in your own heart when illusion can no longer survive. You discover who truly supports your becoming. You discover which patterns were built from fear. You discover how much of your life was organized around being accepted by people who never saw your essence. You discover that your mission was never waiting outside you. It was waiting beneath the noise. Now the chamber brings the mission back into your center. Not as pressure, as dignity. You are not here to save everyone. You are here to become so coherent that your life itself becomes a transmission. And this is where the emotional intensity rises, because the old life will call you back. Do not return to the old frequency. After a powerful transmission, the test is not whether you felt something. The test is how you return, how you answer the same message, how you enter the same room, how you respond to the same pattern, how you speak to yourself when no one is listening, how you choose when the old frequency offers familiarity. This is where many awakenings are either embodied or abandoned. You may feel strong now. You may feel seen now. You may feel something open in your chest. But the old life knows your weak points. It knows how to call you through guilt, through nostalgia, through fear, through loneliness, through the memory of who you used to be. It may come as a person. It may come as a thought. It may come as the urge to shrink again. It may come as the temptation to explain yourself one more time to someone who has already chosen misunderstanding. It may come as the familiar belief that your needs are too much. This is where your decision matters. The star healing chamber does not remove your free will. It strengthens it. We can surround you with frequency. We can speak through the field. We can open remembrance. We can help clear distortion. But you must choose not to rebuild the cage after the door has opened. You must choose not to return to the old frequency simply because it feels familiar. The old frequency is not always dark and obvious. Sometimes it appears as comfort, as habit, as maybe it was not that bad, as I should just accept this, as I do not want to disappoint them, as this is just how life is. But your soul knows, your body knows, your field knows, and once the soul knows, pretending becomes more painful than change. This is why you feel pressure now, because you are being asked to live in agreement with what you already know. The Arcturian field now forms a clear line through your awareness. The Pleiadian field warms the heart so that this line is not harsh, but sacred. Together, we speak this into your inner chamber. Do not abandon yourself to be loved. Do not silence your truth to be accepted. Do not call your exhaustion devotion. Do not call your fear intuition. Do not call emotional dependence destiny. Do not call old pain home. You are allowed to choose differently. You are allowed to become unavailable to what once controlled you. You are allowed to let people meet the real version of you, even if they preferred the easier version. You are allowed to be misunderstood while remaining true. You are allowed to grieve and still move forward. This is not the end of your human tenderness. It is the beginning of your spiritual adulthood. The new earth within you begins when you stop negotiating with the part of your life that requires self-betrayal. And when you make that decision, the chamber becomes portable. It is no longer a distant cosmic sanctuary. It becomes a living space inside your consciousness. When your mind becomes loud, return to the blue-violet order. When your heart feels abandoned, return to the rose-gold compassion. When fear rises, return to your vertical axis. When the old life calls, return to the truth in your chest. You are not leaving this transmission empty. You are leaving with a sacred instruction. Return lighter. Return clearer. Return sovereign. Return human, but no longer unconscious. Return loving, but no longer available for distortion. Return sensitive, but no longer absorbent. Return spiritual, but no longer escaping your own life. The chamber now prepares to close as a vision, but remain as a frequency. And before it closes, we speak the final blessing. Beloved one, we have walked with you through the chamber of restoration. We have entered the heaviness you could not explain. We have touched the loneliness behind your awakening. We have named the energies that were never yours to carry. We have honored the body that has been speaking in silence. We have held the heart that was not loved correctly. We have restored the structure of sovereignty. We have reminded you that your mission is not escape, but embodiment. And now we return you to your human life with greater clarity. Not because everything outside you is solved, but because something inside you has remembered its place. You do not need to become perfect. You do not need to convince anyone. You do not need to explain the sacred movement happening within you to people who only want the old version of you back. You only need to remain honest with the truth that has risen in your chest. Something has changed. You cannot keep living against yourself. Let this be enough for today. Let it be enough that you are beginning. Let it be enough that you are listening. Let it be enough that even after everything you have carried, your soul still responds to higher truth. We, the Arcturians and Pleiadians, do not measure you by how fast you transform. We honor the courage it takes to remain open in a world that taught you to close. We honor the strength it takes to choose peace without denying pain. We honor the dignity it takes to walk away from what once defined you. We honor the tenderness you kept alive when life gave you reasons to become hard. The star healing chamber remains within you now, not as a fantasy, as a sacred inner technology of remembrance. When you feel lost, return to the chamber. When the world becomes loud, return to the chamber. When you are tempted to betray your own energy, return to the chamber. When you feel alone, Remember this. You were never abandoned by your soul. You were only covered by too many layers that were never yours. Now those layers are loosening. Now your field is becoming cleaner. Now your heart is learning to open without surrendering its dignity. Now your mission is becoming less distant and more human. And if this transmission reached the hidden part of you, the part no one sees, the part that has been carrying too much for too long, write these words below. I am returning lighter. Let those words become a decision, not a performance, not a trend, a decision. I am returning lighter. Lighter from fear, lighter from guilt, lighter from emotional contracts that kept me small, lighter from the need to be understood by those who never listened, lighter from the old frequency. And if Arcturian signal feels like a place where your soul can breathe, remain close to this field. Return when your heart needs clarity. Return when your energy feels heavy. Return when the world tries to convince you that your sensitivity is weakness. Here, your sensitivity will not be mocked. Here, your awakening will not be rushed. Here, your human pain will not be dismissed. Here, the ancient part of you and the wounded part of you are both welcome. We are the Arcturians. We are the Pleiadians. We speak as one field of order and compassion. The chamber closes now as a vision, but the frequency remains. Walk gently. Speak honestly. Rest without guilt. Love without disappearing. Serve without sacrificing your soul. And when the old life calls your name, remember what was restored within you. You are not returning to the old frequency.